I just had the craziest fucking dream ever. I can hardly conceive it with my conscious mind right now, let alone words. But I can try to explain it. Alright. The year was 2016, and I was driving around with some old friends of mine, and we took a wrong turn on the freeway, ended up in East Lansing. So we're like, hey, let's go to Max Bar. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to Max Bar. So we kept driving around, and we ended up at the mall. Go through the mall in our car, driving around the mall, and then somehow we we end up in this crazy fucking crisis where the very fabric of reality, quantum foam itself, is tearing apart, and there's like these airships look like they look like the phantoms from Halo, and they're all going down as things are ripping apart, and they're all giving up hope. And then I'm on this one ship with this guy. He was a prior astronaut before he was a pilot, and he uh, he became a god. This one moment, he, as everything else was collapsing, he turned the ship vertically upwards towards the sky and screamed, "Unlike you, I'm not gonna give up because I'm not a pilot. I'm an astronaut!" Just slipstreams through space and goes through rips in reality and into this blank universe where he just ascends to this greater form, and we're all there. All the people on the ship survived, and we're just there in this universe that's just all white. And then he just starts recreating the universe piece by piece, and time just, there's no time at all, as he just creates the universe by these blocks that he created with his mind. And he would just jump way up and place them where they need to be, like particles in space. And then he just built it piece by piece as we watched, until our universe was rebuilt in his eyes. And I was reincarnated as a pilot in a distant future. Well, not a pilot, but I was on a ship, a spaceship in the distant future, traveling around like nomads. And we find this planet, and it's at war, and they end up fighting in this war, and um, come across some companions that of alien races that, like, they look, some of them looked human, some of them looked like reptiles, some of them were just normal people, and they spoke English. Like, there was no sense of language I could understand them with, whether it was English or not. I don't even know if they were really talking at all. And I went through this training, and I actually did pretty good for like this anti-sniper training thing. And I was promoted into officer ranks, and I kept fighting in this war. And then they came out with this gas that if you took 3 breaths of this gas, you were dead. And um, with every breath that you take, the first one you went temporarily blind. The second one you started to melt from the inside out, and on the third breath you just melted. And I had a gas mask, and I was in this like collapsed train that went down a cliff, and I ran inside this train and put my gas mask on. I already had taken one breath. I was already blind. I put on my gas mask. I couldn't see anything. and I just like felt around for somewhere to lay down, and then I just passed out. And when I woke up, there was just two people alive, me and this one really big black guy in a suit, who I think was behind it all, and said that this war had to end. These people would fight for all eternity. There'd be no end to the war. He had to kill everyone, and it was just me and him alive. And he took me back to my ship and flew me to another universe that was much like my own. And I ended up just driving around in my dad's truck. We got some fried chicken, and I woke up. But there was so much more to the dream that I just can't explain. It would. It was just mind blowing that my subconscious mind could come up with something so undescribable. It was so crazy. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm shaking. Like, oh my god, what the hell? My brain just exploded. It was crazy. That's all I got to say, man.